G'day, citizens. Welcome to Inforunners. I'm joined today by the Astropub. Wait, I forgot to say I'm Execute. Yeah, you guys know who I am. Yeah, that's fine. Right.
He's Execute.
You know,
our de facto leader of the Inforunners.
You know, I'm tired when I don't even remember my own name. Right? Yeah. I will say that I keep forgetting this in the video. So, we've got a paladin to give away on the Discord. So just join on to the Inforunners Discord and just go to giveaway channel and click the button to join, and you'll be in the entry to win that at the end of Invictus. We're gonna give it away the first stream after. I just said Invictus. God, I'm tired. IAE after that. I think it's on the 7th or 6th or something like that. Whatever that Saturday, Friday is in the up over. Right. What are we doing today, Paul? We are doing the Golem Ox, and I've just realized everything I've said is going to age badly if you've seen this video in 5 years' time. But anyway,
yes.
So we'll cut
it. It's a buyer's guide.
Yeah, it's a buyer's guide to the Golem Ox. So I pulled it up in game here. I've put on the new skin on it, so it's got the shiny one on it. I thought this was going to be a fairly simple and straightforward review, but there's a little things to talk about. So Paul, tell me your initial impression of this, if you would be so kind.
It is a wonderful ship in the sense that its main purpose straddles the line between a big MPUV and a tiny raft.
Yeah.
And the thing that it has over something like a Hull A is that it has its own tractor beam.
Yep.
So it becomes a much more, and it can hold the 32 SU crates. It can hold two side by side.
Yep.
So it has a lot of advantages over the Hull A. Plus the even though it is still attached to the exterior, it's sort of cradled under the exterior, so it's a little bit harder to like gank. You have to kind of get there really quickly. It has the wonderful versatility of a golem. The major difference is, and I think this was brought up in the captain's table when we were talking about this, which is it doesn't have an interior like the Hull A does. So it will be limited in terms of its range and usage, especially as things like food and drink come more into matter, especially when you have things like rest bonuses and such. So it is a great ship for the time, for the right now. Ooh, I love the fuel port there. But it's going to have its own limitations. So it's fantastic for those haulers who want to do large hauling missions, but want to do so in without having to break the bank, because it is $90. So it is kind of expensive, but that's effectively a special edition of a game. So if you got like a starter pack and then upgraded it to this, you would be very, very you'd be very, very well taken care of for hauling. So but it is a very niche thing. It's very much a hauler. So
I actually find the interior of the Hull A detriment, because it makes the ship larger. And I would say the main role of this ship and the Hull A is to take things from station to planet. So you don't really, it just gives the Hull A an additional thing to be able to go further or into other systems, right? So it's almost the one that crosses the gap between this and the next ship that you're jumping up to, where this one is actually better at doing what it's made for, especially because of the 32 SU cargo containers. Like, if you think about it, you're going to mainly having whole seas and those bigger ships bringing in those bigger containers, and this ship can literally take them straight down. If you want to do that on a Hull A, you've got to break it down to get it to be able to go down to the planet. So I just think this is weirdly a better one, in my opinion. And obviously they've said the Hull A is going up, and this is now the price that the Hull A is. So that means to me, the Hull A is going back up to $100. So I kind of prefer this one. It's strange to me, but like when I think it through, this just makes better sense than the Hull A.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. The thing is that I think that in the future, when we get more advantages of interiors, you will see the balance between the two.
Agreed.
But right now, it's hard to recommend a Hull A over this if you're just using this for like your starter ship. You're like upgraded from a starter to something like this. Yeah. So.
And obviously you can look at the raft and the MPUV and you can see where it kind of sits there as well, because like you really just can't get over this cargo grid. Clear to launch. I didn't even hit the key, but apparently I hit the key. No, it's someone else that's in my hangar. No, oh no.
Yes.
No, it is actually.
Yes,
no, it's actually opening. I must hit the thing. Anyway, but yeah, it really has taken a lot of design cues from the raft to the point that I think this grid system is literally directly using similar assets to the raft. So yeah. Yeah, this is what Paul was talking about with the tractor beam. So I'll just show you this real quick. So you can deploy the turret and it will light out the back there nicely.
Little telescoping.
Yep.
This is the thing they need to add to the the cutlass. The cutlass needs the telescoping one because right now it just sort of sits there.
I'm gonna try and be fancy and just try something different. This is probably gonna blow up my face.
Trying to load it up with the.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over here like this so I can. I don't know. This is probably gonna blow up my face. I'm doing it live as I always do.
Yeah.
And a remote turret, and then I gotta go around here. Yeah. Oh, one other little thing is we couldn't actually get the 32XE boxes to come up into the small hangar, so I had to spawn an MSR to get to the medium hangar, then store the MSR, and then come back here to get that. So just take note that that is a drawback to this ship. It's not defaultly.
To add to this as well, I think that if you are a person who already has ships, this might be. You have to rotate it, by the way. Hit R.
Yeah, I know, but it's really oversensitive at the moment.
Hold C, I think, which gives you a more fine control.
Oh, okay. Why is it? Why isn't it rotating? So it's not going side to side. Why? What? Why is it not working? It's not.
It's rotating around, but not up and down.
Yeah. That's weird. And now I can't. Oh, I hit V. That's why. And now I've gone. No. I have not. Well, I have no idea.
This has been happening where like if you have to like drop out and drop back in or like turn off, turn on. You have to like hit tab again. So this has been happening with some of the ships.
Okay. So what key do I hold to rotate it? I thought it was R, right?
I said it's R. It's usually R, and then you flip around. But I don't know if that's working properly.
Like, see how it says rotating? But it's
rotating. Yeah.
Yeah, and then no, it's just not working. Okay.
Yeah, I just
plan
doesn't work.
ruined. Plan ruined.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go back to this way because then I can pick it up. All right. Oh, I've got. What the hell?
I think you turned off coupled. You're decoupled right now.
How did I?
Hit C.
Oh, that's what I did. Right. Okay.
When you hit C to do the rotation and stuff like that to get more fine controls, it also does the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Silly. Okay. Right. I get it now. Right. I was gonna say, but I didn't hit C. But I did hit C, just not in this mode. Right. All right. Let's try that again. Well, I'm showing the bugs, that's for sure. Whoa, it actually moving the whole ship. Okay, there's the downside. Yeah, all right.
Now, I was going to say, the advantage of this as well is that it's sort of a support ship. If you get this for like because it does fit in an Idris, you can use this as a support ship for your Idris, especially as they're doing refuel, repair, and rearm. You can carry a lot of missiles and guns in this thing. So like on the thing, the only thing it doesn't carry is an ATLS. You can't put an ATLS in the cargo grid.
Kind of looks cool though.
Yeah.
I'm not delivering it anywhere. I'm just going for a flight. But yeah. Actually, I'll just pick anywhere.
Thank you. And please visit again.
I mean, there's not much else I want to say about this other than its price is fairly reasonable for what it does, and I think especially if you're a Drake fan, this is almost a must get. It's a great support vessel. It's a good starter vessel for people who want to do cargo, loading, because it does have that 32 SU component. You can very easily move larger vessels. Or larger crates for missions and for like say just trading purposes. The only thing that I think it has a difficulty with is would be its it's still a Drake. So it's going to have all the problems that Drake have. So
Yeah. I think for some people that won't be a problem. I think for others it will, but yeah. Look, it's obviously got the drawback that it's locking you into just cargo. That's going to be a big thing for a lot of people. It doesn't have the versatility of the other ship that came out on the same day. That's obviously the Clipper. But yeah, I think it overtakes the whole A for me personally. You know, I really did enjoy the old Golem, so to speak. I did pick one of those up because I like to show people the starter ships as well. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about just going into a more niche thing, and I think you'd probably get. No, would you make more money with this, or do you reckon you'd make more money with a normal Golem? There's a tough one. I'd have to think about
you probably
that.
make more money with a normal Golem.
Yeah, so
this is good, but it like the big thing I'd say, just like the whole A, I think that this is very much an in-game goal rather than a purchase. But again,
it's like you said, it's a support ship. I really see it as support. Yeah.
You could buy it. You could buy it simply as a support ship for like an Idris, because it does fit in Idris, like I said, and it may fit in.
Do you mean down in the bottom where the MPUV goes? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about it fits in the hangar. It fits in the hangar.
Oh, if it fit in the bottom where the AP the MPU would be dead. If that was the case, but yeah. It's not going to be for everyone. I know that. But yeah, there is something I just like about it. It's small and convenient. And again, I can so totally see this dovetailing with the Kraken Privateer. Just to give an example, I think it's perfect for that. Like running 32XU but 64 cargo up and down from a privateer to, say, you're building a station off your Kraken. Or, no, you know how you build a city first, and then after you build the city, you kind of build the station above. Well, that's what I see this doing. The Krakens or the Kraken privateer is going to rock up first, and this is the ship that's just going up and down, taking the cargo, because obviously taking the Kraken down is going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah. It's got that quantum, so it's better than the MPUV, and it's a great little support ship in the same vein as the MPUV, but it's got its own little value, like the whole A. It's sort of like a mini raft, so it's got all of the advantages of the raft and the MPUV, but also the disadvantages that it's small, it doesn't hold as much as the raft. Even though it holds more than the MPUV, it also is very fragile because it's much bigger. So I think it's going to be more of a bigger target. This is one of those ships where you can do missions solo in a very safe area, but the second anyone decides that you're a juicy target, you're done. You're just not going to defend it. Yeah, it just doesn't have
it was the same as the whole A. It just doesn't have the combat defense stuff. But again, it should be relatively in a safe area, going from station to planet. So that's going to be its role. Really, one quick question. Do you think we've seen the last of the Golem variants, kind of with what John Crew kind of hinted yesterday?
I think we're getting a refueler Golem.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a refueler Golem.
What did he say in the episode? He said something really silly. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, no, that's not coming. But yeah, refueler to me is what I think as well. Because again, that arm on the top, you could see that like pushing itself into bigger ships and refueling, or sending it backwards so it can refuel fighters.
Yeah. Or you can take the same boom that you have with the tractor beam and just replace it with a fuel boom. And
you could actually have two on the same ship. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's not going to be fantastic, but that's the one things we were lacking right now is we're still lacking the starter repair, the starter refuel, and the starter rearming ships. And I think Drake is perfect for the fuel. Yeah. I think RSI or Aegis or Anvil, one of those three, would be good for a rearm. And we've got Misk or Argo. Argo would be perfect for a starter repair. That's very much in its wheelhouse. So,
what would you call it though? And I'm going to have to go the Golem Elephant, because you know how elephants shoot water out their trunk.
It could be, but like Ox is sort of that sort of time period in terms of like hauling. So I had this before. The Collier. I'd call it the Collier.
What's a Collier?
A collier is an old ship that would carry coal that would follow along a fleet, and it would transfer coal from its cargo bay to the regular ships. So it would be sort of like a transport. It's effectively become a generic term for a logistics ship in the Navy. So, but that's a cool old name. It's got that very like, you know, industrial age or turn of the 20th century, sort of similar to like the ironclad, you know, like 19th century, turn of 20th century sort of name. Collier.
Is it Drake,
you know, it's
though?
dirty.
Like I thought they would have gone something like the Drake Flatulence or something like that, you know.
It works for the themes that they have, like the ironclad. You know, that was an ironclad is from the 1860s. So having something like a collier would again, it feels dirty too, which is Drake. You know, dirty like coal. You're going to collier, like
I can get it. I can see
rough manly man vehicle kind of thing. You know.
But yeah, I'm with you. That's the first one I thought of too. Was an extractor, and it's the last kind of gameplay they haven't tapped that's technically in game. So I think it's a sooner rather than later too, to go back and just kind of bring that up to speed on the Staff era, and then kind of roll it out with 2 smaller ships, and maybe even a bigger one above eventually.
And it's important to note that they're already talking about that because they want to do that with the capital ship gameplay. They want to add that with capital ship. So if they add that with capital ship gameplay specifically for the tactical fleet ops, they're going to need that also with ships, and they're going to need to fill out that roster with ships. And I think. The starter, they've been doing this with the starters. I think the support logistic ships are going to be the starters that we're going to get next, which again, refuel, repair, rearm.
Yeah.
So,
lastly, do you think the price increase of this one was really because like it's a $30 jump over the standard Golem? Do you think it was just because of the 64 SCU? Is that the main jump reason you think? Or?
It's because of the Hull A. Because the Hull A was already it was like $70,
$90. It's exactly the same price as this. So I would have left the whole way where it is, and I would have done this at like 75. That's just kind of where my brain goes. But yeah,
because I thought the Hull A is got to jump up to 90, or maybe I'm wrong.
No, it is 90 right now, and it's going to jump to something else. And I reckon it'll only be like $100. I reckon they'll go up by like $10. But like I think they should have just left the Hull A where it was. Makes me wonder if there's something else coming. Like, it's just kind of weird. It's such a large jump. I just don't think it's kind of justified over the standard Golem. And as you said yourself, and I agree with you, or I stated, I think you'd make more money with a normal Golem. It's just in a weird place. And as you saw today, there were some little weird quirks with it. Like, to fully get the 32 SU car containers, I had to pull it out in a medium hangar. Maybe that's the thing we can do down the line, like choose which size that we want to spawn the ship in and stuff like that. But it basically defaultly now is wanting to be, if it's the only ship you've got, well, you're not going to be able to use 32 containers. The biggest you're going to be able to use is multiple 16s. So it's just a bit of a teething issue there. So yeah. All right. Is there anything you want to hear from people in the comments below, Paul?
I want to hear what they think of what different variants they're going to think of with the more of the Golem variants, or what other variants do you think? And do you think they were right on the refuel, or do you think there's something else that we're not seeing that could be done? So
I think for me it is, do you enjoy the ship, and is it justified in its price? Is there anything that you saw that it can do that we didn't think of? Other than that, where can people find you on the interwebs, Paul?
Twitch.tv/theastropub, youtube.com/theastropub live, youtube.com/theastrohistorian, and youtube.com/@thecaptainstable podcast. And as I've been saying with other ones, for this week that this has been out, we're doing the lore tours, which is a tradition I do where I go onto the floor, I get people to come into the game with me, or you can follow along on stream, and we talk about the ships on the floor, the manufacturers on the floor, that's sort of the history of them, and then the lore of the ships on the floor. And if there's not much lore for the ships on the floor, I usually try to do the sort of like the design language illustration with things like Anvil or Drake, or the sort of the evolution that they have in lore, which usually matches whatever CIG has decided to do over time. So
all right, with that then, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and thank you to everyone that went the extra mile at Patreon on the end of the video. With that then, he's been Astropub.
He's been Execute.
See you, citizens.